Donald Trump, the 45th President of the United States, remains a powerful political figure in 2025. However, his name has also become synonymous with legal drama. As Trump prepares for another possible run at the presidency, his ongoing legal battles have captivated the nation and created seismic waves across the political and legal landscape. From federal indictments to civil lawsuits, Trump's legal woes span state and federal jurisdictions, raising crucial questions about accountability, presidential immunity, and the future of American democracy. This article delves deep into Donald Trump's ongoing legal battles using high-ranking SEO keywords to highlight each major case, the charges involved, key players, and the broader implications for 2025 and beyond. 1. Donald Trump Federal Indictments 2025. One of the most talked about legal developments in 2025 is Trump's federal indictments brought by the U.S. Department of Justice. These cases stem primarily from his alleged attempts to overturn the 2020 election results and mishandling of classified documents. Election interference case. Special counsel Jack Smith leads this high-profile case. Trump has been charged under various counts including obstruction of an official proceeding, certification of electoral votes, conspiracy to defraud the United States, incitement of insurrection under the January 6 Capitol riot context. These Trump federal charges 2025 are unprecedented, marking the first time a former president faces potential prison time related to attempts to remain in power after losing an election. Classified documents case. Another major federal case accuses Trump of illegally retaining classified government documents at his Mar-a-Lago estate. He faces multiple felony counts under the Espionage Act, obstruction of justice, and false statements. 2. Georgia election fraud case against Trump. One of the most widely publicized state-level criminal cases against Trump comes from Fulton County, Georgia. District Attorney Fani Willis filed a sweeping RICO, Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act, case, charging Trump and 18 allies with trying to overturn Georgia's 2020 presidential election results. Key allegations: pressuring Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger to find 11,780 votes, organizing fake electors to sign and submit false documents, coordinating efforts across multiple states to disrupt the electoral process. This Georgia Trump indictment is considered one of the most legally robust, and the RICO application allows prosecutors to cast a wide net, tying Trump to a broader conspiracy. 3. Trump's New York civil fraud trial. Separate from his criminal troubles, Trump is also embroiled in a major civil fraud case in New York. Brought by New York Attorney General Letitia James, this case accuses Trump, his adult children, and the Trump Organization of fraudulently inflating asset values, misleading banks and insurers for better terms, engaging in ongoing financial misconduct over several years. Judge Arthur Engoron ruled in 2023 that Trump and his company committed fraud. The current phase of the trial focuses on financial penalties, potentially exceeding $250 million, and could ban Trump from operating businesses in New York. 4. The E. Jean Carroll defamation and assault case. In 2023, a federal jury found Trump liable for sexual abuse and defamation against writer E. Jean Carroll. The defamation stemmed from Trump's public denials after Carroll accused him of assaulting her in a department store in the 1990s. In a second civil trial in 2024, Trump was ordered to pay Carroll $83 million in damages. His ongoing appeals and public attacks continue to fuel media coverage and public interest, making this case a significant part of Donald Trump's legal controversies in 2025. 5. Potential Supreme Court involvement. As Trump challenges the legality of some charges, especially regarding presidential immunity, multiple legal experts anticipate that several of his cases could end up in the U.S. Supreme Court. The question of whether a former president can be criminally charged for actions taken while in office is central to Trump's defense. His lawyers argue that presidential immunity shields him from prosecution. His actions were protected political speech. This ongoing constitutional battle may redefine the legal boundaries of executive power in the U.S. 6. How Trump's legal issues impact the 2024 to 2025 election season. With the presidential election looming, Donald Trump's legal troubles have created an unprecedented political dilemma. Despite being under indictment, Trump continues to lead Republican primary polls and remains a top contender for the general election. Key implications: voter perception. Legal battles have galvanized Trump's base, who view him as a victim of a politicized justice system. Ballot access. States like Colorado and Maine previously attempted to remove Trump from the ballot under the 14th Amendment's insurrection clause. GOP strategy. Trump's legal issues forced Republican leadership to either embrace or distance themselves from his campaign. If convicted, Trump could face prison time, raising questions about whether he could govern from behind bars or be disqualified from office altogether. 7. Trump's defense strategy and legal team. Donald Trump's defense is led by a rotating group of high-profile attorneys, many of whom argue that the charges are politically motivated and violate free speech. Common defense themes include misuse of prosecutorial power, First Amendment rights, lack of criminal intent, procedural errors in indictments. However, frequent attorney changes and public comments have sometimes backfired, creating legal complications and delays. 8. Media, public reaction and social media influence. Public reaction to Trump's ongoing legal battles remains sharply divided, reflecting the polarized political environment in America. Key observations. Conservative media outlets frame the indictments as a witch hunt. Liberal and centrist media highlight the severity of the allegations and the importance of rule of law. Social media platforms like X, formerly Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok are flooded with Trump legal news updates, memes, conspiracy theories, and commentary. The internet has played a crucial role in shaping the narrative, with hashtags such as #TrumpIndictment 2025, #TrumpTrial, #JusticeForDemocracy, #NoOneIsAboveTheLaw. 9. Legal analysts and predictions. Legal scholars are deeply divided on how the cases will unfold. Some believe Trump could be convicted in one or more jurisdictions, while others argue that legal timelines will likely stretch beyond the 2024 election, giving Trump time to win re-election and possibly attempt to dismiss or pardon charges. Common predictions include multiple delays and appeals will drag cases into 2026. A potential Supreme Court ruling on presidential immunity could change the landscape. Even if convicted, Trump could appeal to voters as a political martyr. 10. Conclusion. What's next for Donald Trump in 2025? Donald Trump's ongoing legal battles in 2025 represent one of the most complex legal and political sagas in U.S. history. With charges ranging from election interference to business fraud and sexual misconduct, Trump is navigating an unprecedented legal minefield as he campaigns for another term in the White House.